Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the food you've been eating your whole life, the food you thought was normal, comforting, even healthy, might quietly be setting tiny fires inside your body. Not the dramatic kind you feel right away, but slow, invisible flames that smolder for years. Ancient healers talked about this thousands of years ago without using the word inflammation. Modern science now confirms it, yet most of us still miss it because inflammation doesn't always shout, it whispers. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most misunderstood ideas in nutrition: foods that cause inflammation in the body. Not in a boring list, not in medical jargon, but as a story that connects history, myths, modern diets, psychology, and surprising science. And yes, by the end, you'll realize why some of the most common foods in homes across the USA and UK are also among the biggest inflammation triggers. For most of human history, people didn't eat all day. Food was seasonal, fresh, and limited. Bread took days to make, sugar was rare and expensive, and meat came from animals that moved, grazed, and lived naturally. Chronic inflammation, as we know it today, was almost unheard of. People had infections and injuries, yes, but the kind of long-term inflammation linked to heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, obesity, gut issues, skin problems, brain fog, and even depression was far less common. Something changed, and it didn't happen overnight. It happened quietly, aisle by aisle, factory by factory, advertisement by advertisement. Let's start with sugar, because sugar has one of the most fascinating and misunderstood histories. For centuries, sugar was a luxury for kings and queens. Doctors once prescribed it as medicine. Now it's everywhere. In bread, sauces, cereals, yogurt, and even foods labeled healthy. The problem isn't just table sugar. There's high-fructose corn syrup, glucose syrup, maltodextrin, dextrose, and dozens of other names hiding in plain sight. When you eat excess sugar, your body responds with spikes in blood glucose, insulin release, and oxidative stress. Over time, this creates low-grade inflammation that damages blood vessels and tissues. It's not just sweets and desserts. Sugary drinks, fruit juices, energy drinks, flavored coffees, sweetened teas, breakfast bars, jams, syrups, pastries, donuts, cakes, cookies, ice cream, candy, chocolate spreads, and even low-fat products often rely on sugar to replace flavor. Then there's refined carbohydrates, the foods many of us grew up believing were the foundation of a healthy diet. White bread, white rice, pasta, bagels, crackers, muffins, pancakes, waffles, breakfast cereals, pizza crust, tortillas, naan, white flour cakes, biscuits, pretzels, croissants, and buns. These foods are quickly broken down into sugar in the body, triggering the same inflammatory response. Ancient grains once had fiber and nutrients intact, slowing digestion. Modern refining strips those protective elements away. What's left is fuel that burns too fast, leaving inflammation behind. Vegetable oils deserve their own chapter in this story. Decades ago, they were marketed as heart-healthy replacements for butter and animal fats. Corn oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, safflower oil, cottonseed oil, grapeseed oil, and generic vegetable oil became kitchen staples. The myth was simple: plant-based equals healthy. The reality is more complex. These oils are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which are not bad on their own, but when consumed in excess without enough omega-3s, they promote inflammation. These oils are heavily processed, often heated, deodorized, and oxidized before they ever reach your pan. You'll find them in fried foods, fast food, chips, crisps, packaged snacks, salad dressings, mayonnaise, margarine, baked goods, frozen meals, and restaurant cooking. Speaking of fried foods, humans have always loved crispy textures. The problem is not the pleasure, it's the chemistry. Deep frying creates advanced glycation end products and trans fats, both linked to inflammation. French fries, fried chicken, onion rings, samosas, pakoras, donuts, churros, fried fish, tempura, fried snacks, and fast food combos are inflammation bombs not because of one ingredient, but because of heat, oil, and refined carbs working together. Trans fats were once openly listed on labels. Now they hide behind phrases like partially hydrogenated oils. Even small amounts can trigger inflammatory pathways. They're found in shortening, margarine, microwave popcorn, packaged pastries, pies, cookies, crackers, frosting, coffee creamers, and some fast foods. Trans fats were created to extend shelf life, not human life. Processed meats have deep cultural roots. Bacon and sausages were once survival foods, smoked or salted to last through winter. Today, hot dogs, pepperoni, salami, ham, bacon, deli meats, luncheon meats, corned beef, meat spreads, and cured meats are mass-produced with preservatives like nitrates and nitrites. These compounds can promote inflammation and oxidative stress, especially when consumed regularly. Studies consistently link high intake of processed meats with inflammatory markers and chronic disease risk. Red meat itself is not the villain it's often made out to be, but context matters. Factory-farmed beef, pork, and lamb from grain-fed animals contain different fat profiles than grass-fed versions. Excessive consumption, especially when charred or heavily processed, can contribute to inflammation. Burgers, steaks cooked at high temperatures, ribs, and barbecued meats create inflammatory compounds when burned. Dairy is one of the most emotionally charged topics in nutrition. For some people, dairy is perfectly fine. For others, it's a silent trigger. Milk, cheese, cream, butter, ice cream, flavored yogurt, processed cheese slices, cheese spreads, milkshakes, and sweetened dairy desserts can promote inflammation in people sensitive to lactose or casein. Historically, humans only consumed dairy after domestication, and even then, mostly fermented forms like yogurt and kefir. Modern ultra-processed dairy is very different. Let's talk about gluten not as a trend, but as biology. For people with celiac disease, gluten is a serious inflammatory trigger. For others, it may still cause low-grade inflammation and gut irritation. Wheat-based foods dominate modern diets. Bread, pasta, cereals, pastries, cakes, cookies, pizza, crackers, noodles, couscous, semolina, and baked goods. Ancient wheat varieties were different. Modern hybridized wheat contains higher gluten content, which some bodies struggle to process. Artificial additives sound futuristic, but they affect ancient systems in our bodies. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, and acesulfame potassium can disrupt gut bacteria, which plays a crucial role in regulating inflammation. Artificial colors, flavors, preservatives, emulsifiers, and stabilizers found in sodas, diet drinks, candies, flavored chips, packaged sauces, instant noodles, frozen meals, and snack foods can irritate the gut lining and immune system over time. Alcohol has been part of human culture for thousands of years, from ancient wine rituals to modern pub culture. Moderate consumption may not be harmful for everyone, but excessive or frequent drinking promotes inflammation. Beer, wine, spirits, cocktails, sugary mixers, hard seltzers, and energy drink combinations can damage the gut barrier, liver, and immune balance. Beer also contains gluten, which adds another layer for some people. Let's not forget salt. Not the natural kind used sparingly in traditional cooking, but the excessive sodium in processed foods. Chips, crisps, canned soups, instant noodles, frozen pizzas, processed sauces, ready meals, fast food, deli items, and snack mixes overload the body with sodium, which can affect immune cells and promote inflammation when consumed in excess. Nightshade vegetables like tomatoes, potatoes, eggplants, and peppers are controversial. For most people, they're nutritious, but for individuals with autoimmune conditions, these foods may trigger inflammation. The key lesson here is personalization. What inflames one body may not inflame another. Even foods marketed as healthy can contribute to inflammation when processed. Granola bars, protein bars, flavored oatmeal, instant soups, veggie burgers, plant-based meats, low-fat snacks, flavored rice cakes, smoothie bowls with added sugars, and bottled smoothies often contain hidden sugars, refined oils, and additives. Psychology plays a role too. Stress eating, emotional eating, and eating on the go push us toward convenient inflammatory foods. Our brains are wired to crave sugar, fat, and salt, especially under stress. Food companies know this. That's not a conspiracy. It's marketing science. Here's the surprising part. Inflammation isn't always bad. It's part of healing. The problem is chronic inflammation caused by repeated exposure to triggering foods. Your body keeps reacting day after day, meal after meal, until inflammation becomes the default setting. So when people ask, what are the 100 foods that cause inflammation? The honest answer is that it's not just 100 individual items. It's categories and patterns. Sugary foods, refined carbs, fried foods, processed meats, industrial oils, ultra-processed snacks, artificial additives, excessive alcohol, high-sodium foods, and highly processed versions of otherwise normal foods. Add them up, and you easily cross 100 common items found in everyday diets. The good news is empowering. You don't need perfection. You need awareness. Traditional diets across cultures, from Mediterranean to Japanese to South Asian village diets, were naturally anti-inflammatory because they emphasized whole foods, fresh ingredients, balanced fats, and mindful eating. Before you panic and start cutting everything out, remember this: inflammation is not about fear, it's about choice. Each meal is a vote for how your body feels tomorrow, next year, and decades from now. Small shifts create big changes. If this video opened your eyes, sparked curiosity, or made you rethink what's on your plate, take a second to support the channel. Like the video so more people can learn this. Comment below with a food you're surprised made the list or one you struggle to give up. And subscribe for more science-backed, easy-to-understand content that helps you live better without confusion or extremes. Your future body will thank you.